What's up, my beautiful butterflies? This is the Awakened Butterfly, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please stay for the entire video. And if you enjoy the content, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is taking care of themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Guys, today's video is very important, but before we get into that, I want to let you guys know that I will be starting a social media soon. I will be starting Instagram so you guys can get in touch with me. You can DM me, we can communicate. I will be leaving clips of my videos to let you guys know when I will be posting, just so we can stay in touch a little better. So I'm really excited about that because I don't have a social media. So I'm going to start one for you guys. It will be for the butterflies only. And whoever wants to become one, you're more than welcome to. Today's video, guys, I know that there's going to be a lot of social gatherings due to the summertime. Might be meeting up with family and friends to enjoy themselves, to enjoy the weather, just to have a good time. So I wanted to make this video to shed some light on the possible things that happens at parties and gatherings that we don't expect to happen, like people spiking your drinks and doing unfortunate things like that. So I decided to do a little more research and dive a little deep into it and connect it with gang stalking and how it can be used as a tactic against the targeted individual. So the first thing that we're going to jump into is the full definition of drugging. And we all know that is the act of illegally administering a drug into someone's drink or food without their acknowledgement or consent. Covert drugging, on the other hand, is the act of hiding medication into a patient's food or drink without their acknowledgement in order to avoid a disruptive situation. It's also put in their food and drink so it can be disguised and undetected in taste. So they will have no acknowledgement that they are being medicated. The practice of covert drugging is commonly used in administering medications to geriatric patients who refuse to take medications on their own. In a lot of nursing homes, there's a lot of elderly patients that require different medications for different reasons, and they're not happy with taking it. They probably don't, you never know, they probably don't like the way it makes them feel. They probably have a hard time swallowing. That could be different reasons. So for these reasons, it is legal for healthcare professionals to administer medication into these patients' food or drinks. The second situation where covert drugging is used is when they're administering these medications to mental patients that have been diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. And the statistic that I did on Psychology Today used those two mental illnesses in particular because they feel that people, most in particular with those mental illnesses, refuse to take their medications the most. They feel that when they try to give some of these patients the medication, they're disruptive, they try and fight, they spit the medicine out, or they may hide it under their tongue and spit it out later. The reason that they would probably know that they're not taking the medication is because they're not sedated and they're active. They're talking, they're moving around, they're not just stuck in one spot. And then they go to ask, are you taking your medication? So, I mean, guys, this is the butterfly discussion of it all. I'm not going against what they're saying. This is my channel and I'm just giving how I feel about why I feel like these medications are being administered. Because me, honestly, I don't believe in it. So I'm not going against it, but I don't believe in someone being drugged against their own will, regardless of what the situation is. So I did a summary and statistic case study on Psychology Today. And I'm going to read you a couple of reasons why they feel that covert drugging should even exist. And what they feel like it has shortened and made better since it has existed. Many healthcare professionals feel that it decreases the possibility of forced medication admission. They feel like it lessens the hassle of them administering the drug to the patient, and there's a possibility that they won't even take it at all. And they feel like it's less of a hassle if they just disguise the medication and just go on about their day. They feel that there's a less cruel alternative to physical restraint. They feel like they don't have to be physical and maybe make the patient feel uneasy just to get them to take their medication. So this way they don't have to touch the patient. They don't have to hold them in any type of restraint. They just disguise it. So the patient's eating and they don't even know that they're taking their medication. The only option to treat a patient who is unwilling to take the medication, this is what they feel. They say that they feel like this is the only option to get a disruptive patient to take their medication. Guys, let's just rewind it back for 1 second. Let's go back to, if you guys have watched, I don't know, just, guys, go binge watch my videos if you haven't, please. I'm trying to find a particular video I want to say to you guys, but I think it's the one where I'm talking about, oh my gosh, it's kind of where I'm talking about the mental hospital situation where the patients are being diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia, and that's not the case. They're being actually hit with electronic weapons. They're being harassed with electronic weapons and different frequencies that are making them go through these things, and they're being illegally medicated for things that are not even wrong with them. This is what I think about. That's what I think about when I read this. I think about the person, the targeted individual that's trying to speak the truth, and now they're being labeled as a mental patient, and they're trying to medicate them in order to silence them. And when they don't want the medication, they label them as a disruptive patient and put in a request for them to now receive covert drugging. Okay, now we're not going to try and we're not going to administer it to them up front anymore. Now we're going to do it the sneaky way and go behind their back and secretly medicate them. Oh, and this is legal because we're healthcare professionals. That's how I look at this, guys. It's very, yeah. I'm going to read some signs that you may have been drugged, just in case anyone has been through this, because I have. I have been labeled mentally ill by certain people in my family, and I have got shot with Thorazine in 2013. This is where the electronic harassment hit me so bad, guys. I thought I was going to lose my mind. Everyone was saying I had a nervous breakdown. I was seeing things that I knew was there, but people were saying that it wasn't there. People were starting to look like demons to me. I was having a lot of anxiety attacks. And when this happened, everyone wanted to take me to the hospital. Once I realized that the hospital was making me feel worse, they were shooting me. Okay, the first thing, I had a very bad anxiety attack in my aunt's house. She took me to the hospital. I fell out on the floor and my body was just tense, so tense, guys. And I said, I've got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I started looking around. It looked like I started seeing aliens. I said, I've got to get out of here. And they put me in the room. They put my aunt in there with me. And they even put in a porta potty. And my aunt said, why are you doing that? They said, because we don't want her to leave this room, even if she has to use the restroom. And when I tried to leave out, there was this big guy eventually that came in and he put me on the bed and then they shot me in my hip with something. I've never been shot with that before. And my aunt said, "What are you guys doing?" And she started crying. They said, "This is to calm her down." But all I was telling my aunt, while they were saying I need to calm down, I kept saying, "There are demons in here. There are aliens. It's all kind of weird stuff going on. Someone's trying to do something to me. And I feel worse in this hospital. I want to go home." Because it hit me at my aunt's house. But it's like the more, when I got to the hospital, I started to feel worse. Guys, there's been 2 occasions in my life, honestly. Only 2 where they hit me with the Thorazine. And that was in 2013. And no, twice in 2013, and that was it. Because once God was with me, once I woke up to that and I realized what was going on, I started to find ways to control my anxiety attacks. I started praying. I started just trying to, and now I don't have problems with my anxiety. I have anxiety, but I don't have anxiety attacks. And the anxiety is not as bad as it used to be because I meditate now. I eat better. It's a big difference. But when they try to attack you, they try to attack you. I can always feel their attack. And I'll be honest, I've been feeling it today. Sometimes it's more intense than others. I can feel it. But now I'm so blessed by the Most High to be able to block it. I can block that stuff now. But even though you can block it, you can still feel when they try to tempt. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, I want you guys to know that. I have experienced it. I really have. And you think about it, you're like, and I asked one of the doctors, I said, "Why is it like my life is on television? Can you tell me that?" I said, "You guys keep wanting to give me a shot." And they even shot my body with dye and ran me through a machine and said mental to check my brain and make sure I had no tumors and things like that. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm starting to experience things I've never experienced before. I'm starting to see my life on television, things of that. Can you tell me why this is happening? And they would just look at me and just write down something. And I never took the pills. I did one time, and I think I told you guys a story time where I took the Zoloft, and this was back in this was a story time, guys, when I told you guys that the people I was around started to try to make me feel I was crazy and tell me that I need to go to the mental hospital. Check out that story time. I forgot the actual name of the story time, but just check out my story times, guys, okay? Please and thank you. I'm going to read some signs that you have been drugged. An unexplained intoxication and an irregular heartbeat. Those are the first 2 signs that you know something's wrong, because we all know what we've put in our body that would make us feel a certain way. Slurred speech and vision. And this goes back to what I just said. You know if you've put something in your body that would make you have slurred words and vision. You would know that. And you would also know that based on if you did put something in your body and how much. Memory loss, impaired judgment. Can't remember what happened the night before. Can't make the right decision on what you should do at that time. Those are signs that you could be someone could have possibly sipped something to your food or drink. A sudden change in your body temperature, with the rapid heartbeat, you're sweating, you can't think, you have memory loss. Those are all signs. Unaware of your location, acknowledgement, like I said, an unacknowledgement of the night before or even who you were with. And these are some reasons why the handler, the Gangstalker, would even pull these tactics on the targeted individual. And this is to avoid being confronted about the past or previous actions. This is when the MK Ultra, when God has lifted the MK Ultra off of the targeted individual, they wake up, the handler and the gang stalker is terrified, and at this point they will go through any measure to silence you. This is some chances that covert drugging could possibly take place. To avoid taking responsibility for any ingenuine actions. Because there's sometimes you may have been silenced about something and you know wasn't right, and you just finally just said something about it one day and confronted them like, hey, what's going on with you? That terrifies the handler and the gang stalker for sure. To make you doubt yourself and your perception, as well as your overall gift of discernment. That's one of the main things that they want you to do. They know that you're chosen. So if your gift of discernment from the Most High is impaired, they feel that they have control or have control again. Because, you know, a lot of handlers and gang stalkers do this to reactivate the MK Ultra mind control, because there's many cases where the targeted individual has woke up and they did something to put them back in a sedative state of mind. Let's see here. What else do we have? To stay in control of the targeted individual and to continue to hold their position as the handler or the gang stalker over that particular person. Because if this person wakes up and their tactics don't work, they will soon go to someone else. So, with that being said, I'm going to read you some reasons for... Before I read that, guys, let me talk to you guys about something important here. And I've been seeing this a lot, so I decided to research on it. And this is a drug that is being used a lot, and it is considered one of the most dangerous drugs around now. And it's called Devil's Breath. And from what I understand, it is from the guys, I hope I'm saying this right, Brugmansia plant, and it is dried and it's crushed up into a powder. And the attacker blows it into the victim's face. They know the amount to use, because if they use too much, they won't be able to take advantage of anything. It will just kill you. But that's not really the aim with this drug. It's not to kill you. It's to have you to do things against your will, because that's what this drug does. There is a substance inside of this plant, and I hope I'm saying this right. It's called scopolamine, and that is the substance that makes this plant so dangerous. That's the devil's breath. That substance that's contained inside of the Brugmansia plant. It is blown into the victim's face, like I said. Some feelings that they would instantly feel is instant paralysis. You can't move at all. You feel confusion, rapid heartbeat, hallucinations. And anyone who ingests it, from my research, they will do anything against their will. So this is one of the main drugs that is being used by the handler and the gang stalker in certain situations. And this is one of those things that is used when I told you it's like a desperate measure. It's to the point where they're like, okay, nothing, everything that I'm doing is starting to wear off on this person. What can I do now? These type of drugs come to mind when they can't control you. So that's why I want to put this message out here about these things, so we can all become aware of it, and you guys can go do more research on it. I'm going to leave a description in the link below about this drug. It's going to be a Vice TV documentary for you guys to go and watch, and it tells you everything you need to know about this drug, from the plant it's derived from the side effects, to they're going to tell you a story about a certain man who uses this as a lethal weapon in many crimes that he has committed in his life. So I want you guys to go and check that out. I will be leaving that link in the description. Now I want to talk to you guys about some of the reasons why anyone, as well as the gang stalker and the handler, would use covert drugging on you. Because not just the handler and the gang stalker, you have other people that you could be around on a regular basis that can have their own reasons for doing these things to you. And you could also have strangers that are not gang stalkers and handlers that are just out to do terrible things to people that will also do this. It can come from anger and resentment. You can have someone jealous of you, someone who just wants to feel joy off of your demise. They feel like if they use this type of drug on you, or any drug on you, that they could send you in whatever direction that they want to send you in. Kidnapping. There's a lot of sex trafficking going on out here. You never know what drugs they're using in order to get these people sedated so they can take them away. A lot of people are doing this just for straight thrill and entertainment, in order to just have control over someone, just to have someone do whatever they want them to do against their will. There's a lot of sick people out there that get a thrill off of that. Sexual assault, personal reasons, and occult rituals. Yes, I said it, guys. Occult rituals. There's a lot of people that are involved in these occults, a lot of family members, a lot of close acquaintances, friends, whatever, people you work with, whoever you could be close to in some kind of way, and they may need to use someone for a sex ritual. And a lot of people are not down to participate willingly in these type of things. And I feel like that's where drugs like devil's breath is most commonly used, to get these people to do a lot of things against their own will. And we could have occult family members that's involved in the elite, that they know that we are awake and know what's going on. You know, this is really detrimental to a lot of the ones like us, butterflies, that are really awake and know what's going on. These are the type of drugs they try to use against us. They would even go as far as to rub this powder on a business card or a flyer and walk up to you with a business proposition, or to pass you out one of their cards or anything on a professional level, and they can have it rubbed on that side just for you to touch it. Even if it doesn't even have to be blown into your face. Even if it gets into your pores, that's how strong it is. Long-term mental damage. These drugs could cause mental damage that can just have you completely gone, and you're fully discredited at this point. No one's going to believe anything that you say, because now you're labeled as mentally ill, because this drug has took a toll on your mental state. Make you feel confused and not trust your own judgment. And we all know that drugs can sometimes, especially a large amount, can make you question your own judgment. Your motor skills are thrown off. You can't think straight. Anyone can take advantage of you at this point. This could also help them disguise their role as a handler or a gang stalker. This person can come in your life and you can get close to them, and they're really a handler or a gang stalker, and they're being so nice to you. They're making you dinner. They're taking you out to dinner and lunch, and you could go to the bathroom to go and freshen up or anything, and they can slip something into your food to keep you just enough amount to not hurt you, but to keep you under a certain spell that whatever they have going on. They could also do this to push a specific agenda without a hassle. Because if you're under their will, they could alter your character. who you are as a person. They can have you under this drug and put you under hypnosis and have you wake up as a whole nother person in order to push a specific agenda for an occult reason without a hassle. Just like the doctors don't want to have the hassle of giving the people the medication because they know they don't want to take it. If they don't want to take it, I'm pretty sure it's because they don't like the side effects of it. The hallucinations, the sedation, not being able to feed themselves or even hold their neck up. Very unfortunate. So, guys, I'm going to tell you, never leave your drinks unattended. I don't care. I know you guys probably already know that, but I'm going to say it again because I care about you guys. And I just don't want you to leave your drinks around. Go with your gift of discernment right now. If you never have before, you know you think something and you say, nah. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, man. This is the time that when you think it, stick with it. Don't even question yourself the second time. Especially when you know yourself, you know that you're aligned with the universe, you know that you have a relationship with the Most High. There's nothing else to think about. I don't care if it's the person that you have a crush on or someone you like a lot and you don't want to think that about them. I'm sorry. If they're showing all of the signs, it is what it is, guys. We have to protect ourselves. Keep your hands over your cup. And if you're drinking out of a bottle, keep your thumb over the top. If you're in large areas, gatherings, concerts, cookouts, whatever, keep your hands over your cup. And if you're drinking out of a bottle, which I suggest, because it's really hard for someone to do that to you to do it with the bottle without them eventually getting noticed. As with a wide cup, they can just slip something in and walk away. I'm going to leave a description in the link. I'm going to leave a link in the description also, guys, for some cup covers from Amazon. They're called cup condoms. And they protect you from possible drink spiking. I'm going to leave that link for you guys. Don't get yourself involved with people that you don't trust and go places with them that you are unfamiliar with. Guys, I have been seeing so many videos on YouTube where people are meeting people online, letting them fly them out or get them to places, and then they leave them stuck and abandoned, and they're asking for people to help them get home. It's a blessing that they're still alive and able to even contact people to try and get home. A lot of people may not always be that blessed, fortunate for that to happen. So we have to protect ourselves at all costs. The Most High is protecting us, but He also gives us our gift of discernment and our 5 senses so we can also protect ourselves down here in the physical world. I know it's the summertime and about to be the summertime, and a lot of people are going to want to get out and enjoy the weather. That is very much understandable. If you don't have anyone to have fun with, please don't go out there and just look for anyone to have fun with because they look fun or it looks like they're having fun on their Instagram page or whatnot. You don't really know them. Get to know people before you let them pull you into their environment. Well, hey, I'll pay for you. I'll fly you out here or I'll get you out here. Be very careful with that stuff, guys. And if there's someone that you already know them and you know they can't be trusted, but you'll take a chance just to have a good time, don't take that chance just to have a good time. Don't do it. It's not worth it because you just never know. I want you guys to have fun, but I want you guys to also be safe and careful out there at all costs. I will also be leaving another video down in the description it's a video explaining how covert drugging is used as a weapon against target individuals as well. And I think it shows a lot of ways that they try and slip things into your drink. It's a video that I feel that you guys can find useful with this situation that we're discussing right now. So So with that being said, guys, I want you guys to have fun, enjoy the weather, get out into nature, be careful. No food and drinks being laid around. If you don't trust someone, don't let them prepare your meal or your drink for you. Just don't do it, guys. So, with that being said, I love you guys so much. I will be making that Instagram soon, and I will, on my next video, I will be leaving the link to my Instagram page. So make sure you guys go and check that out. I love you guys so much. Continue to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. And don't forget what I said, guys. Continue to watch the signs and protect yourselves out there, because I love you guys very much and I want you to stay protected. Until the next video, peace and love.